You're still watching SABC News Prime. Now, a story that's been breaking now is that 9 workers were held hostage at a store in Nyanga Junction on the Cape Flats in the Western Cape since early this morning. They were released a short while ago. The hostage drama follows a botched armed robbery. A security guard responding to the alarm was shot in the arm and leg, and he's currently in surgery. Well, for the latest, we're now across to our reporter, Mariska Botha, who's been following up on this story. Mariska, it's been a long day, I would imagine, for particularly those taken hostage. Take us through the day's events.
Well, of course, as you said, it was a very long day for the workers here inside the retail store at Nyanga Junction in Manenberg. It was a very different workers' day for them. Of course, this all happened just before 7 this morning. Armed robbers stormed the building, and then an armed response team was first on the scene, and they alerted the police, who quickly followed them. And then what was supposed to be an armed robbery, we think, quickly turned into a hostage situation. And about 15 minutes ago, we saw a large contingent of the special ops units moving into the building. We counted at least 12 people in brown uniforms with large rifles moving into the building. And shortly after, they brought out 9 people. We understand those are the 9 hostages that was held since this morning, since before 7 o'clock. They were released. From what we could see, we were some distance away. They seemed unharmed. And the special ops units also came out carrying a person between 4 members. That person had some injuries and he was treated on the scene. But from what we could tell, the workers that came out were unharmed and they have now been released. They are currently in a debriefing session, we understand. But what we understand further from the police is that the operation is still not finished. It's unclear at this stage whether there are still more hostages inside, and we don't know at this stage how many of the assailants are still inside, or the suspects rather. But those 9 people that were brought out were all walking and they all seemed unharmed, and it was indeed a very, very long day for them. 12 hours after they clocked in for work, they came out after what must have been a horrific day.
All right, so no idea as to what the situation with the hostage takers is. Do we have any idea, have there been any comments made by those hostages that have been released about the number of hostage takers that were inside? And police obviously not giving anything away at this stage if it's an ongoing operation.
Yes, very much so, Peter. The police are only giving us what can be confirmed. As they told us a little before we came on air, is that the operation is still ongoing, and until the scene has been declared clear, they cannot give us any other information than what we saw, and confirming to us what we saw. Of course, those 9 hostages coming out, and the hostages, of course, we are not allowed anywhere near them. They were taken to the side and moved into a corner where, of course, several units and several, I suppose, people, different ranks and different parts of the police will be conducting interviews with them. We don't know what kind of discussions will be held, but certainly we are not allowed close to them to get a first-hand account of what happened. What I can, however, tell you is that some community members told us that they woke up this morning to the sound of gunfire, and somebody going as far as calling it heavy artillery. He could clearly hear that it sounded like heavy artillery. And of course, that was the robbery that quickly turned into a hostage situation. But those robbers, of course, the entire area surrounded. Nyanga Junction is closed off. On the other side is a railway line, and that area too is guarded by police and special ops units. So from what we could gather, there was no way out for them to get out of the building. But that situation very much ongoing still. We are waiting to hear from the police what exactly transpired inside. If there are any more injuries or anyone was killed, we don't know that at this stage. But we'll wait to speak to the police and see what they have to say.
Okay, Mariska Botha, thank you very much indeed. So, a moving story. We'll keep you updated on that one. But the only thing we know for certain is 9 hostages released, 1 person injured at this stage. But anything else still sketchy at this stage.